what's inside of love that makes me scared of you. Take the ones who love me, take the ones who say I only love you for the way that you play. I'm part of an invasion, a priceless proclamation. So get on and get out of the way. I'm burning for love. Ooh, I'm
What's up?
burning for love.
Jeremy?
There's power in his love, power in his soul, power in the love.
What, did the switch log you in?
Say there's power in his love, power in my soul, power in the God you say you come on home. Oh, I'm burning for love. I'm burning for love. Baby, when the sun is shining. Oh, it's a look in your eyes. Make it easy to take the fall, but it's what's inside of it all that makes me scared of you. Dreams were schemes of wasting time. I don't buy the way you move me. My dreams of loving disappeared with time. Now I can't deny the way he moves me. Baby, when the sun is shining. Oh, it's a look in your eyes. Make it easy to take the fall, but it's what's inside of it all that makes me scared of you. Oh, baby, when the sun is shining. Oh, it's a look in your eyes. It's easy to take the fall, knowing Jesus
Good evening, race fans, and that song pretty much just wrapped it up how tonight's going to be. Better luck next time. Tony, we have made it 22 weeks through a grueling summer just to have four drivers fighting it out for that Relentless Racing League Xfinity Championship. It will be decided tonight. Who are you looking out for?
Man, I think it's pretty much anybody's race tonight. All these four drivers are all fast. The way the stage is going to play out this race is going to shake things up a little bit. Man, I mean, Bobby Rafferty's on a 2-race win streak. Joe Robert won 2 in a row before that. Charlie Harcum and Jacob Denson, they're always fast. So anything can happen.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I think right now, from what I've been seeing, we got Rafferty as a fan favorite, but, before the race, I actually got a chance, to talk with each one of them about, the season and everything and, their mindset. And, of course, Bobby hit me back, and I pretty much asked him if you'd seen on Facebook, we had, going into the season, I asked all four of them the same question. Going into the season, you've been good this week, or this season. You've had some wins, you've had some poles. What have you done to get your mind set? Bobby, he was like, going in tonight, like it's as any other race. I can control my car, and my car alone. We have a great shot at bringing the X-Out Esports AWG Toyota Supra home with a championship. And I want to thank my competitors for a great season. And Rafferty, he's got a pretty good run, setting 3 right now in practice. But the one that was humbled the most to me, and I found it funny because he caught him off guard, and it was when I was talking to Charlie, and he said he feels like the outsider of the 4 that's winning because he hadn't had a dominant car like the other 3 contenders. But he said slow and steady don't always win the race, but it keeps you in the playoff hunt. And here at the last race, slow and steady is not going to get it done. It's win or go home. So he's turning up that aggressiveness just a little to see what happens. So he's saying he's a heavy underdog, Vegas odds, so hopefully he can upset.
Well, I will say that Charlie kind of had some bad luck last race, so he might be considered a little bit of an underdog, but man, Auto Club, final race of the season, everybody's going all out for that championship. You don't know who's going to wreck out. We could have everybody in the other 3 wreck out, and he could just walk away with it. It's so hard to say. Auto Club, it's draft dependent, it's tire dependent. This could turn into a fuel mileage race. We don't know.
And it could turn into a survival race. We've got B&H has got a 50% chance of winning the Xfinity Championship. And that's pretty good odds right there.
I'd take those odds.
I would too. I mean, nothing to be ashamed of. And just like one fast racer, let's go Bobby. Yeah, that Bobby fan club, they starting to show up. But got a little sidetrack there for a minute. That chromatic car kind of got my attention there for a second. And they're already saying it needs to be looked at. Whoa, okay. Pete Van Sprundle has came in with I'm really digging that car, Tony.
Pete's cars are typically designed by his daughter, so I assume that's the case with that one.
I'm definitely digging that. You know what? She keeps on. She may, I may know a couple paint companies that may want to have a word with her.
Maybe.
It's a group at the end of pit road. It may need to be looked into. You know what? 22 races this season. It's practice. I don't know. They may just want to let a little bit slide tonight, but not too much. We've got Fords out there that's been fighting it all season, and let's hope it stays clean. 121 laps.
I think it'll be primarily clean, but I think it's gonna ramp up towards the end. I mean, depending on how this all plays out, we may see a late race caution that's really gonna, shift things up a little bit.
I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be pretty interesting regardless, If there's gonna wrap up the practice, I'm gonna take it live to the qualifying. Rafferty was able to edge out Harkham in the practice, but not by much. So I tell you what, the ones to be watching tonight that are the Ford Championship, that is going to be Bobby Rafferty, Charlie Harkham, Jacob Denson, and Joe Robert. Then will be the four we will be watching throughout the night, seeing how their race goes, seeing how they qualify. But we've still got another 20 cars out there on the track that is looking to get a win, and they don't have to win the championship. They just have to be the highest finisher. So I'd say an upset could come in. I'd put the upset winning the race as possibly John Knighted.
Yeah, I mean, with these four drivers, I don't think. I think the highest finisher is going to have to be first place. I don't see a lot of these. These four been up front all season. I don't think it's going to be any different tonight.
Well, we saw last week how cautions bred, cautions over and over, and we saw a few didn't really get the finish they want. It's like you said though, Joe went on a 2-win playoff win. Bobby turned around and done 2 race playoff win. So 2-2, they're you never know. Yes, Connor, they are all on YouTube. Right now, Bucher has got the pole with a 40.51. Denson's the 40.52.
I think that second lap is going to be faster for both of those two.
Seeing Rafferty right now as he's putting down his second lap. See if we can find Charlie. He's right now sitting 7th on his first lap. See if he can improve off that. Rafferty was able to take the pole, and Arkham's going to be right there in P2 behind him. Denson settling in 6th, and Robert's going to be settling in 5th. So 2 of your 4 playoff drivers are 1 and 2 in the front. And you have got Bucher, Rafferty's teammates, going to be starting behind him. So that's going to make it real interesting on how this is going to play out. Let's go Hernandez. Wait there. Yeah, this is Xfinity. We ain't in the cups, Miss Nance. Well, I'm ready for it, Tony. It's been all season long, man.
Yeah, it's been ramping up to this race here. These guys battled all season long to be here, so now it's their time to shine.
It's all or nothing tonight. Those 4 have nothing to leave on the table. There's no next week. I don't even think stage points are going to come into play, will they?
Nope. Stage points will not matter here. It's all about finishing better than the other 3 drivers.
Well, I'm glad I ain't got that pressure on me. I'm glad while we're up here where it's peaceful. We got a little bit of a Joe fan starting to ramp up a little bit out there. And, I haven't really seen the B&H boys too much out there, but, Charging Charlie, if there's going to be a dark horse to win the championship, he's the one you're going to be looking at.
Well, he's got that track position to start the race, so we'll see if he can maintain it.
Well, real quick before we... I get sidetracked sometimes reading chat, but you know what? We're gonna give a quick shout out, man. We've had Whiplash Sim Cams and Martin Sports with us this whole season, and I'm glad I saw that. We need to fix that real quick. But we're gonna give a shout out to Whiplash Sim Cams before we go green. Well, the time has came, Tony.
Yes, sir. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out.
Chad out there is already talking about it's going to be spicy, extra crispy. So this is going to be I think it's going to be something to watch out to. I mean, chat's already starting their stuff up out there. So there's the B&H team, Jaded Medic coming out. Is y'all ready? Chad, are y'all ready? 120 laps of it tonight. I know I'm ready. Tony, you ready?
I'm ready.
Full send it for the girls. Justin B out there, Barkley all about. Some off the wall. We the people better get a boogity, boogity, boogity. I don't think I can pull that off as good as Darrell Waltrip can. Tony, you want to try it?
Man, I don't think I can get that one.
You know what? I may just give it a shot for just for shits and giggles. We're closing it down. Might as well try anything once. My wife throws something at me and hits me for waking her up, and I don't come back. I know what happened. So keep me in my prayers if after this I'm not around anymore. $120 laps, Tony. It's going to be decided tonight. West Coast racing. She go back to sleep. Yeah, it don't work like that. Pull this off. I don't know if I've got that Darrell Waltrip. I'm going to take it away from him. Alright, here they come across. Boogity, 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 boys! Let's go racing Auto Club Championship! Yeah, I got something thrown at me, y'all. My condolences. Rafferty did get that jump, and Harcum staying right there in tow. Right now, Robert's back towards the back, looking like he may have a little bit of a fight going amongst himself.
Well, tonight's race, we're going to have a stage at lap 30, and they have 4 additional sets of tires. And by my guesstimation, a fuel run is going to be somewhere around 25 laps.
So we're looking randomly about 5 pit stops, possibly.
That would be my assumption. You got the tires, you might as well use them. That will change for the lead here.
I know Harcum was able to get around Rafferty. You got Bucher up there right behind Rafferty, and then Denson, Riggs, Rogers, Neidick. Robert has dropped back 5 positions down to 10th.
Well, and that makes me wonder if he isn't going to try to stretch this first stage on fuel.
I mean, don't see stage points mattering. Why? What would be the point of stretching it, Tommy?
Save a set of tires maybe and have one at the end just in case something does happen. If he can stretch it to 30, then that, 30, call it 60, 90, 120. That would give him one additional set potentially to cut one of those stages and be on the freshest tires.
Now you've got Team B&H and Team Exiled Esports battling it out in your top 4, and you kind of got Riggs just sitting there as Vincent's going to try to move on Bucher on the high side. He was not able to stick it, so he's going to fall back into 4th. That dark course I talked about, Neidick, he's up 7 spots right now.
Kind of all scattered up here. Nobody's, really single file. I kind of predicted the racing line to be at the top, but it looks like we got some people trying to work that bottom line.
They
See
may.
some 3 wide back there.
And that's going to be a major shout out to one of our final 8 back there, William Reagan. Justin, we're looking about 20 to maybe 25 laps, give or take. Charlie's kind of opened that door up a little bit. He's almost at a half a second lead over Rafferty. Danson's looking to put a little bit of pressure on Rafferty. And unfortunately, if you do not have your sub up to date with SB ordered in, you are catching an ad right now. Take it back towards the back of the field. Looks like we got a little battle between Gary and Jordan Miles battling it out. Oh, we got one in the wall.
Oh, big one. Joe Robert. That was Joe.
That was Joe. Caution is not out. We can bounce back and see what happened there.
There's a caution.
Oh, and we got him spinning in the front too. Looks like it's gonna be Jeremy Gibbs.
Looks like the 37 just caught Joe on the right rear quarter just barely, and coming off the bottom line, you're already really tight, and that just turned him even more.
Looks like that could have been a little bit of net code there.
It might have been. It almost looked like a side draft going bad. Joe's got pretty decent damage on that right front. That is going to hurt him.
I'm going to go with a little bit of net code because it didn't look like it was that close, to be perfectly honest. We can find a better view of it.
Oh, I see a lot of our drivers coming down pit road. I wonder if this is fuel only here, just to make it to that stage.
Yeah, that might have just done it for Joe and his shot at the championship tonight. Well, it only took 8 laps to bring that caution out. Well, Justin, my condolences. But BHR is still 1 and 3. Excite Esports 2 and 4. Yeah, y'all tell them it's a skill issue. It ain't an NBC issue. We ain't NBC. We better than that. We SBRN. NBC wishes they could be like us.
Well, I'm looking in the chat right now, and Joe's saying that it was netcode.
And that's a bad time to have Nick.
Yeah, I guess it's part of it, though, you know. Netcode seems to come out almost every race. It is what it is.
Those lights are still on. Next caution, we're going to catch one of the 4 playoff drivers. If they're in the front, or one of the 3. It's like Joe, he might. I don't know if he got a lap down on it. That car looks pretty clean from my point of view.
On Joe?
On Joe's, yeah, I'm not.
Look at that right side fender. That's where I saw the damage.
He may have a hell of a pit team out there that got it fixed. I'm not for sure. You can see a little bit crinkle right there. I mean, it's scraped up, from what you can tell.
Well, maybe they got some of that fixed on pit road. First time I looked at it, the hood was dented up on that right side, and that right front fender was caved in.
We're looking off the back of Jeremy Gibbs towards Joe. Not
Definitely looks like they got a lot of it fixed. Still got a wrinkle kind of right at that seam where the hood and the fender meet. But other than that, I think he'll be all right. I mean, I think we're going to see more drivers getting into the wall as these tires give up anyways, so he might be equal to some of these guys here in a little bit anyways.
Yeah, and it is draft dependent, so I mean, if you can stay behind somebody and stay on their draft, it's not going to affect you too much. Oh, Arkham off of the jump. Denson right there with him. Rafferty staying up high with his teammate. So Denson and Rafferty are going to be battling out. This track, Tony, is just so wide. You can put it 3, 4 wide. Old time gaming, old time kamikaze gaming. Coming in with a follow. Appreciate it there, brother. Go ahead, Tony.
I think as this run gets a little longer, I think that bottom line's not going to be nearly as fast as it is. I think you're going to see everybody migrate up to the top side, and I think that's kind of where Bobby's going to be stronger. I just don't think you can continue to run that bottom line. It's going to eat those tires.
There's another one, a special shout out to him. Cody Riggs put up a fight this season getting where he did into the playoffs. Fortunately, it had to end when it did, but who's to say he can't win the final race of the season?
Definitely could. I mean, he got his first win of the season at, well, I believe it was Talladega.
In the playoffs.
Yep.
There's that battle for the lead. Or battle for second.
Yep, Bobby's working that low line, kind of forcing Jacob Denson to the high lane. Got a little bit of draft there from the 82. We'll see who prevails in the corner here.
You know what, Tony? We're going to bring up a little bit of poll. We've got a lot of people who's been out here all season long watching the races. Got some points built up, so we're going to put out a poll and let them win a little bit extra points. So give me 1 second. We're going to get that up there.
Bobby Rafferty was able to make the pass on Jacob Denson, move back up to P2. See if he can reel in the 82 with Charging Charlie.
Yeah, he's Rafferty's not in a bad spot. He's not in the spot where he probably wants to be, but I mean, we still got what, 106 laps to go.
And if I had to guess right now, Bobby's probably trying to save his tires a little bit. So he's probably not going to be too aggressive here.
No, you want to save him. I mean, you said we had what, 5 sets?
4 additional sets plus the one on the car.
I think that last one, I think the majority of everybody does took it. Yeah, it looks like the only one that took tires may have been Gary Sack. And that nice little battle back there with Jordan Miles and Gary Sack, as we're speaking of them, and they're putting, well, that's going to be Greg Rogers under pressure a little bit.
Got a battle up here for second as well. Jacob Denson's trying to take that second position back from Bobby Rafferty. Bobby was able to keep it wound up on the high side while Jacob Denson went to the low side and was able to maintain the position.
'27 out there pulling for their drivers.
I'll tell you what, those top 3 are really getting close to each other here. We're going to have a battle.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's going to be and you never know. I mean, like you said, the 3 up front could wipe each other out, and Joe may somehow walk right down into it.
Bobby's making a move for first right now. Got a good run off the bottom line. He's going to send it into turn 3 here and see if he can make that slide job work.
He may have the run, but he's got his teammate that came up high with him.
Where'd Bobby go?
I'm not sure. There he is.
He disappeared
for
from
a
me.
second. Yeah.
Oh, his quality dropped pretty bad. We'll see if it stabilizes here. Slide job, Bobby Rafferty to the point.
He's been itching to get it. He was the magic man and disappeared.
Charlie's fighting back on that outside lane, though.
And Denson is staying on the inside with Rafferty. So that may be a tire strategy, or
I think it might just be where he's a little more comfortable. I don't think I've really seen him run that high line yet tonight. Charging Charlie back to the point. Bobby's got to run off a 4 and be side by side going into turn 1.
is there 2 wide and not 5 wide out in the front? Now, I'm talking about saving fuel out there. Now, they ain't went to the school of Chad Wiggins. He can save fuel.
Don't think they're going to need to save fuel. Once they stop under that caution, they should all be able to make it to the end. Bobby's starting to get a little gap on Charging Charlie. See if he starts pulling away now. Auto Club is one of those tracks where, yes, the draft is big, but you can still drive away from the field here.
Yeah, teammates are battling out right now. P2. I'm going to drop it back and see how Robert is doing. He is kind of out there by himself.
Last time I looked, he was sitting about 14th. So that damage may be affecting him a little more than we anticipated here.
Let me tell you, one that's sneaking into it. I caught him at the beginning. It's going to be Mr. John Knight.
Yeah, sitting there in 4th, 5th-ish. Him and Zach Bucher kind of battling for position.
Neither one of them are in the championship before, but they are in it for a win.
Oh, both of these guys would love to win this race.
Gibby Special.
Ooh, the Gibby Special. I don't know if we want to see the Gibby Special tonight.
Yeah, that sprint car race was pretty good. Lee Isaac had it.
Yeah,
the main feature was
the Knoxville Nationals.
yeah. A major shout out, man. You know, about 5 of our drivers made it into it.
Kind of single filed out now. Pretty much all the way back. Tires are starting to give up here. Probably been pretty significant drop here. Looking at the lap times. Oh yeah, they've already given up over a second a lap. Betcha some of these guys are just waiting for that caution to come out for the stage.
Look at Nidek. Nidek
Yeah,
is
made his
sneaking
way up there. Made his way up the 79's bumper. He'll have pretty good momentum coming off of this corner. He may get even closer.
He's got a run coming off of it. It's just he can benefit on it.
He's going to try and send it into the corner and on the low line and see if he can make that slide job work.
My Lord, he did.
Looks like he got really tight on exit though. That's gonna cause him to lose some momentum, but he's able to maintain it. We'll see if he can continue to maintain it.
Oh, it looks like he came down for a late block there on Denson, or he
Don't
didn't
do
see
that.
him. Or he did not see him there. I bet Denson's heartbeat just skipped quite a few.
Oh, almost 3 wide. These two are just swapping positions. I think John learned from that last corner that he couldn't send it that hard and keep the momentum, so he kind of took that middle lane there, able to keep the momentum up and maintain that position. Now Zach Bucher's going to try and get a run underneath Jacob Denson here.
You know, it seems like Denson's just, you know, kind of chill.
Well, I think he may have abused his tires a little bit, trying to catch up to these leaders early on, because you can kind of see him losing pace.
Charlie is, he's right there with Rafferty. It makes me wonder, you know, you got Zach and Jacob back there battling. Zach's back there battling with Jacob to wear those tires down, keeping him from getting in a decent point for stage.
I don't think so. Zach's just racing for position. Right now, I mean, stage is coming. It's just one spot up before you go to pit. Better chance of maintaining your position when you leave pits. I mean, that's about all they're racing for right now.
Got that little voting starting to come in. We got 2 for Rafferty and 2 for Robert, none for Charging Charlie, and none for Jacob Denson. That's surprising.
And there's the stage.
It's going to put Rafferty up there and Charging Charlie. You know what? We ain't talked to them too much this season. So we're gonna see if we can track them down, and I'm willing to bet they're not in here. Charging Charlie is not in the Discord. Gonna give him some airtime, but you know what? He won the stage, so we're gonna bring Mr. Rafferty up here and have a word with him since that caution's over.
Let's wait for him to get on pit road first.
Yeah, I don't want to be responsible for kind of like with what was it, Medlin last week?
Yeah, I think it was Tim Harmon.
Harmon.
And Cup. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was. Luckily, he'd already got a. Luckily, he'd already got a win to get into the playoffs. I'd have felt really bad. I'd had to give him like a broadcaster provisional or something. Give him the golden ticket.
Pit road should be open this time, and everybody should be coming in for 4 tires and fuel.
This might be a chance, you know. Robert hung in there. He's still on the lead lap, so he very well could get some more damage fixed and maybe have a.
I mean, worst case scenario, he falls to 18th. He's already sitting in 15th, so I think he just spend the extra time, get as much of that damage fixed as you can, and hope you can make that track position back up.
Yeah, we got the whole field. It looks like this came in. All right, Rafferty stopped.
Oh no, Bobby
it.
got too deep into his pit box. That's going to cost him some positions.
This might not just be the time to talk with him.
Yeah, I think that's probably a wise decision.
Yeah, we're just going to let him sit there. We'll catch up with the next stage, possibly.
Man, he's going to come out like 8th or 9th after getting too close to pit wall.
Well, you know what? We'll bring one in real quick, and we'll bring in John Neidig. You know, my dark horse pick. He's up pretty
There you
good,
go.
11 spots, and he's looking to make a charge. John, you're up 11 spots, man. You're my dark horse dark horse pick to win the race. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty good, but I'm a little pissed off about last week. I was going into that race hoping I would make the final four. I went down a lap early because I spun coming on the pit road like a fool, and I just want to come into this race and do my absolute best. I will show respect to the championship four, but I'm going to run them hard because I want to win a race.
Well, I think that's fair. I think you should be out there racing for a win at every race. So, yeah, man, do your thing.
Yeah, I'm going to do my very best. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I want to thank my sponsor, the Quencher Drive-Thru, for riding along with me, man. Let's see if we can get it done. Thanks, fellas.
I believe he was down in north-south, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Rafferty has got a heap of cars to overcome to get back up there, and Denson and Harcum sitting pretty. It's like Joe.
Yeah, he's sitting in 8th right now and kind of back in that hornet's nest.
You got Joe. He just came out of the pit, so maybe he's getting that damage fixed. He'll be back up there and be a contender.
Well, I mean, better to fix it now than suffer longer with that damage. We'll see what kind of pace he has when they go green. Tell you what, if that car feels good and is fast, he's gonna be making moves here.
Well, I've still got about, let's see, how long we got. Give or take about 5 minutes left to get your prediction in. And it's came alive with Charging Charlie. Out of 13. 88% chance in winning according to the viewers. And the ad is starting in 40 seconds. So I tell you what, we're going to kill this one. I can snooze up to 3, and we're going to snooze that one. Harcum got off to a good start. Denson, not really what he wanted, but Neidig is in the mix.
Oh, Eric Warman got sideways coming off the corner. He's able to save it.
There's one less car Rafferty's got to fight through the field. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think Robert's car has the pace to keep up. You know, with fresh tires, you've got so many different lines you can run.
Yeah, Joe was about 4/10 off the guys up at the front that lap. We'll see what it comes at this lap here.
But you know what? We've had some pretty green racing. Hopefully I won't choose it. Fans liked it at Atlanta. So, Tony, let's turn it up for a couple laps.
Let's do it.
what, I got a few things that fell off the wall after that one. We saw some sparks flying. I believe that was going to be on the M&Ms. Yeah, Justin, that wasn't the bathroom break. Not yet. Bucher's hanging in there in P3, and he's showing a lot of potential tonight.
Zach was fast in practice too. But I'll tell you what, John's trying to reel in Charlie. He's making that high line work.
You know, when we talked to him, he was upset because he knows it cost himself to be in that position. But he could have been possibly one of the 4 battling here tonight.
Yeah, made that one little mistake and just kind of took himself out of it. But trying for some redemption tonight.
One driver we ain't paid much to this race. That's going to be Dakota Orndorff. He's starting where he's at where he started, over in the 12th position, and he was one of our playoff drivers. Brady is the GOAT. That's a far throw there, Justin. That's like saying LeBron's the GOAT. And while that happened, Neidig was able to get around charging Charlie and take the lead.
Charlie's going to mount a comeback on this high line. He's going to have the momentum off the corner. Ooh, 79 and 77 got together a little bit there.
Nick's making a run again. All right, I'm going to tell y'all what. Oh, Neidig cuts him off almost, trying to get to the high side to get that run in. Tell y'all what, y'all got 30 seconds for Twitch throws an ad out. If we get 1 sub, I'll snooze this ad.
Well, we're a third of the way through the race. 80 laps to go. Definitely some action tonight.
Yeah, Neidig and Charlie, they're putting up a battle. Oh, and I hate to say it, Twitch took over. Give them an ad right now. If you ain't subbed in, you are seeing an ad. Well, if Neidig was to finish how it was, you'd have Harcum. Well, how would it play out? Rafferty winning the stage if Harcum finished ahead of Rafferty?
Can you say that again?
Would it affect the outcome of the championship since Rafferty won the stage and Harcum finishes ahead of him?
No. Stage points will not count at all.
So straight up, wherever you finish at the highest score.
Yep. Looking like that. It's either going to be first or second, judging by how these guys are running right now.
Rafferty's worked through the field, man. He is up to 4th right now. Him and Denson had a little bump in. Denson dropped down to 8th.
Yeah, I saw Bobby's car get really tight coming off the bottom. And he tried to keep off of Denson, but I don't know what more he could have done.
Price is right. Brady Price. There we go. We've got it. Brady, the price is right. No. I don't know how we worded that one, Tony. I'll let you figure that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with something, but ain't nothing clicking for me.
What did you say, Brady? The price is right.
Got a pretty good battle back here for 5th through 8th.
Yeah, my exciting cam keeps going to that right there. You know what? I can't get off these two up here. Markham and Nidek, they're battling like Nidek's ready to win a championship. We're ready to ride with Brady. All right, I'll tell y'all what, we're going to ride with Brady. I'll give y'all a second. Come back from the Twitch commercial.
We have got a battle brewing here for 2nd place. I think John might have burned up his tires. He's kind of fallen back, and now Bobby and Zach Bucher are side by side for P2.
You know, I hate to say it, but I'm not. At the same time, I don't think Bucher's going to race Rafferty too hard. But I think he may be a pick.
Yeah, I mean, Zach was fast in practice. I think he's definitely got a chance.
You know, you got your teammate right there behind you pushing, trying to catch the leader up. So,
Yeah, you got to be really careful, like getting on somebody's bumper here, though. There's some bumps on the back stretch that will really upset that car, and if you're being pushed as you hit them, it will spin you out. So it's kind of one of those deals where, uh-oh, I hear something in chat with Jacob Denson and Cody Riggs.
we actually own them right now, seeing how it's going to play out.
Oh, little bump by Cody Riggs into the right rear of Jacob Denson. Got him sideways, but he recovered. Cody backed off so he didn't run him over.
They even got the dog watching. But Nance, what's your dog's name? Let's see if we can get his ears to perk up. See, this is something you don't get with a lot of other these big broadcast companies. They don't sit there and talk with you in chat. Eddie.
What kind of dog is Eddie? Oof.
Josh.
That's John. That's John Fassbender. What kind of dog is Eddie? tell you what, though. Charging Charlie's lead is shrinking. Bobby's reeling him in. So is Zach.
Half Pit, half Chihuahua.
That's an interesting combination.
So would that be a Chihuahua bull or something?
I don't even know how that happens.
That is
I mean, physics.
a lot of peanut butter. Yeah, like you said, Rafferty's closing the gap. I mean, he was all the way at 8th when we came back from the stage, and but with that said, now his tires have got a workout on them. Harcum hadn't really had to battle much of anybody, but Rafferty's made his way through the field, man, up to P2. So I think Rafferty's tires might be a little bit more on the war side than Charlie's are.
Yeah, I think we're going to see pit stops here probably in the next 7 or 8 laps. So that'll kind of equal it out. And maybe Bobby's going to undercut it, try and get the advantage on fresh tires.
What? Come on, chat now. I think that's an interesting mix. I'll have to get a picture of the one I showed. I had a golden retriever. She's full-blooded, and she got nailed by the neighbor's Great Pyrenees. So,
Oof.
yeah. Some great retriever, I guess. I don't know, but
There you go.
he's a year old and every bit of about 160 pounds.
Golden Pyrenees.
I guess we could go with the Golden Pyrenees.
I'll tell you what, that lead is down to, what, 2/10 maybe? About 3 car lengths.
Yeah, there ain't much there. Madeline making a move, getting past Curry.
I'm hearing some pit stops coming. John Neidick's in. He's coming off pit road. Jacob Denson coming in.
You know what? Here it is. I seriously think the way it's playing out, Tony, it may come down to Charlie and Buck.
That's kind of what it's looking like right now. But a late race caution, you never know. It's going to be whoever wants it more. 9 in the wall. Looks like the 54's been in the wall. They had the exact same damage, it looks like. That right front fender caved in.
Well, Roberts made his way up to 11th.
12 in pit road.
So now this is going to be a fuel, maybe. It's Rafferty and Harcum both. Neither one of them really want to pit till the other one does. So it's just going to be a.
Well, I think if you're Charlie, if Bobby gets past you, you're pitting the next lap.
And
Then if you're Bobby, then you're going to pit the lap after.
Speaking of which, Rafferty just got him around
he
on
got-
3 and 4, but
He got really tight, though. He washed up the track, had to lift to keep it out of the wall. I would not be surprised to see the 77 come down pit road this time.
Rafferty's going to try it again. It looks like going into 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think he might just be trying to get that low line so he can get the pit road and maybe stop the 82 from getting the pit road. No, he's going to keep running it. But that move kind of prevented the 82 from getting the pit road there too, so kind of forced him to stay out another lap. And these guys have got to be right on the edge of their fuel window. By the time we went back to green, I had to have been about lap 34, 35. I think these guys gotta be really close on fuel right now. iRacing said 25 laps. Now, obviously, iRacing's not 100% accurate, but it's pretty close.
I think Rafferty, yep, Rafferty's coming in. He might be coming a little fast. He popped just a tad. I think he's going to get it down. His teammate Zach's coming in with him.
Oh, yeah, he got it down. Oh, 28 wrecking on pit road.
Our Rogers fans out there did not want to see that.
It's like he got in hot and locked up the brakes and spun it out.
Somebody needs to tell Rogers there his car's got to be in pit box the other way. That don't count.
Eric Warman coming to pit road.
Charlie's coming in.
Charlie's in.
Got Gary Sachs heading on in too.
Yep, Gary's in.
We've got Roberts.
But I think with Bobby coming in a lap early, he's going to have a pretty good lead over Charlie. Fresh tires make a huge difference. And they were down in the 42-second mark compared to 40-second mark on fresh tires. 41-second mark on fresh tires. So, I mean, that's a second a lap on fresh tires.
And you know, looking at the lap time of last lap, Joe was still able to put in a 42 after that long run, while the leaders was sitting around, what, a 54? So Joe may be saving something.
The leaders were running like 42 fours before they came down pit road. So Charlie is back on track right now. Oh, man, he's got three of them. Three of them leapfrogged him.
Oh, Charlie didn't have that bad of a pit stop, but
Those fresh tires. Joe's coming to pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Bobby. Joe coming off pit road.
what's your top? Well, your top 4, 5, 6. Everybody's pretty much spread out. Benson's sitting back in the 7th.
And that pit stop exchange gave Bobby a 4-second lead over Charlie Harcum. So I don't know if Bobby got on the pit road better, off of pit road better, what happened there, but that was a lot of time to give up.
Yeah, it definitely was. He's going to have a major hill to overcome. You know, we're over halfway. And, you know, he's being challenged right now by Eric for the 4th spot. Eric's
I'll tell you what, if you look in Discord, you're going to see a picture of Eddie.
I'm seeing it.
That's a very, very interesting looking dog.
That it is. I gotta give props. Different.
So, looks like the battle right now is for P2, Zach Bucher and John Neidick. Bobby's kind of driving away from these guys. He's got a 1.1 second lead at the start-finish line last lap. And I assume these two battling each other is going to help extend that lead. But I do think these guys are going to have at least one more. Well, I know they're going to have one more pit stop, potentially two.
They all pitted around 59.61, so
I just don't know if they can go 30 laps on a tank of fuel. And that's basically what they would need to run this on one stop.
I'm trying to look to the field, trying to see where a good battle is. It's like everybody's pretty much just spread out.
Oh, 82 has a little bit of damage on his right front. But I'll tell you what, Zach Bucher is catching Bobby. I wonder if that's some draft strategy to try and save fuel there, maybe?
You know, I don't know if I would, like you said, I don't know if I'd want to save fuel.
Got a little battle back here for 6th and 7th position. Jordan Miles and Cody Riggs. Jordan Miles has kind of pulled away now.
Denson, I don't think, is really having the race that he really wants.
I think that damage he got kind of hurt him. He got, when Bobby got tight off the corner, that put him into the wall, and then Cody got him to his right rear a little bit, gave him a pretty good dent in the bumper. So I don't imagine his car is handling too well right now. He's praying for a caution to go get this fixed and see if he can get back into it.
I'm sure all four, well, three of the four, other than Rafferty, are probably hoping for a coach.
Got a battle back here between the 9, the 42, and I believe that's Gary Sack in the 89. Back here for about 9th position.
Somebody Sack and 9th, 10th, and 11th. Now, that would have to be put under heavy scrutiny and review.
What's that?
Tend to go black flag all four championship drivers. Is this the best finish?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that.
Yeah. No, we might send all four to maybe Bristol Dirt or something.
I think we'd have a mutiny on our hands if we did something like that.
Yeah. It's one of those where I can probably say SPR will not be will not have any kind of matter in that. That is out of my hands. I do not dictate any finish, start, or results of races. I'm like that fine print down at the bottom that goes by real quick. You can't read, but it covers you.
Eric Warman up to 4th. Started 18th. Drove up to 4th.
for the 7th time this season. Hey, from what I hear, Rafferty may be moving up to Cup next season, though.
That's what I'm hearing as well. Rumors are coming in. Now, these guys are about halfway through a fuel run right now, so I think they're going to start thinking about that next pit stop. How to maximize the time, how to gain advantage with the fresh tires. Uh-oh, I hear the 99 apologizing to somebody. Oh, 99 got in the wall, kind of checked up Joe.
He's kind of opened it up. Bucher was just kind of, staying right there behind him.
I don't think Bobby is pushing the car real hard right now. He's got a pretty good lead right now. He's probably just running, saving tires, saving fuel. Charlie Harkham's made his way back up to 4th, got around John Nidek.
And Harkham's got him down. He was at, 6 seconds? He's setting it 2 now.
I think when they came out of pits, he was at 4. But Eric Warman is the one who's catching him right now. About a second back and closing. So it might be, if Bobby is saving, it might be time to get a little more aggressive.
Well, you heard what we said. Charlie had said that he was going to turn the aggressiveness on just a little bit. It just makes me wonder if he learned anything from that last pit stop. I mean, he lost a good amount of time off of Rafferty.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what caused that. I don't think it was one lap tires. It had to be something either getting onto pit road or exiting pit road.
Going back, looking at the pit times, Charlie was in for 52.93 from the time he entered pit road till he left, and Rafferty was there at 50.85.
So that's approximately 2 seconds.
And then the pit time was, Rafferty was about half a second faster than Harkham was at a 14.47 compared to a 15.13. So
all right, so that's where the time came from. The lap on fresher tires is a second. 2 laps while either entering or exiting pit road, or 2 seconds there, and then another half second in the pits. There's where your 4 seconds came from.
So the only thing I could think that, Harkham came in a little bit lower than pit road speed, didn't want to catch a penalty.
Yeah, maybe a little more conservative, where Bobby was a little more aggressive because he was trying to leapfrog. I'll tell you what, though, Eric Warman, he's reeled them in. About 20 laps into this fuel run.
Warman's throwing it down there. He's going for the challenge for P2.
And he's going to get the position here. So the question is here, what do you do if you're Bobby? Do you let him go? Do you battle him? I mean, Bobby's, racing for the championship, but he's also racing for a win here.
I mean, you've got Charlie who's 2 seconds back from Rafferty. So, I mean, it's not really a fight, Eric, to win the championship. I'd just let him go and just ride it out, Let's make sure to watch that relative where Harkham don't get too close.
I think that's exactly what we're seeing right here is Bobby's just going to let him go. don't want to get involved in anything. These older tires, cars are getting tight, especially on that low line pushing out to the top. Tell you what, though, it's going to be hard to make that pass on that low line, though, too. He got a hell of a run off the corner, though. I think Bobby just lifted and said go.
Yeah, but with that comes a price to pay for that. Is Harkin's going down to a second.
And not only that, now he's in dirty air, too. But John Neidick making a comeback. Did John pit? John pitted. He's a lap down. Okay. So he's going to try and unlap himself here.
This is where it's going to get a little bit spicy.
Yeah. We'll see how patient John is. He's just going to cross him over here and just send it into turn 1. He'll probably get all 3 of these cars, or into turn 3.
I mean, if I'm Rafferty, I'm not stressing too much. I mean, you've got 2 cars. Well, you got 1 car now. Your teammate is pretty much in between you and the other contender for the championship. So that kind of gives you a little bit of an ease feeling.
Yes, but I guess it depends, though, too. Does he feel like the 13 is kind of slowing him up at parts of the track? Because that's, that's an uneasy feeling. Does he feel like the 13, the dirty air off the 13 is affecting his car? So there's still other things involved here that, may affect him. Being in clean air is a big deal here. It definitely, especially on old tires, is going to help that car turn.
But at the same time, being where Rafferty's at right now, he's got that draft off of Eric, where he can save a little bit of gas.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a double-edged sword. I mean, it's a win-lose situation. Winning is losing as Harcum is closing in off that second gap. He's got him down to half a second. Well, we're under green right now. We can give a shout out to somebody who's been with us through the whole series, all leagues, and that's going to be Martin Sports. Eric's opened up the gap. And while we was at commercial, it looked like Charlie decided to come into the pits.
That is interesting to me because I know that there is no way they can make 35 laps. And now he's put himself at risk as well because should a caution come out, he's going to be trapped a lap down. He'll probably gain that lap pretty quick, get around these guys, and then he'd be able to stay out should that caution come out. But it's always a risk when you pit early. If that caution comes out and you don't get your lap back, you end up starting at the back. Lucky dog, you start at the tail end of the field. But he's going to drive around these guys on the high side, no problem. Get his lap back. Now he's safe.
He still got Warman.
Oh, yes, you're right. Warman's way up there. I forgot about him. He kind of drove away from these guys. But that's also got to play into Bobby's, strategy here because he saw how fast Charlie is on fresh tires.
Robert has made it up to 5th. Everybody hitting pits.
I think Joe's trying some strategy here. I don't want to give away that strategy just in case any of our drivers are listening, but I do believe that there's some strategy involved with what Joe's doing right now.
You know, he's an aggressive driver, but he's a what's the word? Technical driver.
Strategic.
Yeah, strategic.
But I have a feeling that I know what the strategy is. I'm not going to say it, but I have a feeling that Joe and Bobby are both on a very similar strategy. I think one is being more aggressive with that strategy than the other, but I do believe they are on a very similar strategy. To me, right now, the dark horse, or the one who's kind of the different strategy, is Charging Charlie. He pitted early, which means he's more than likely, unless we get cautions, going to have to make at least one more pit stop.
Yeah, he's got to stretch it out 32 laps, or 27 laps. Oh, no, hold on. Yeah, 27 laps.
Bobby came in right around lap 60. It was either lap 59 or lap 60.
It'll be lap 59.
And he is on lap 89 right now, so that's 30 laps. So if he can stretch it one more lap, he can do the exact same thing and kind of the same strategy and finish the race with the one stop here, where Charlie is not going to be able to. He is going to need... He already made this pit stop, but he's going to have to do one more.
There goes Charlie pitted at lap.
Bobby's coming in. Bobby's in right now.
You said what? Pit window was...
By iRacing's math, it was 25 laps. That's obviously at the start of a run, so you'll gain some as the tires wear because you're not using as much throttle. So I think conservatively 27, and we saw him stretch it to just about 30 here. So there's a possibility that Bobby can make it to the end with this stop right here. We have not seen Joe Robert pit yet. We haven't seen Eric Warman pit yet. Take that back. He's on pit road. Yep. So he's on his way out right now. John Neidick pitted. I don't recall. Gary Sack is on pit road right now. We know Charlie pitted. Jacob pitted. Zach Bucher pitted. I don't know about Cody Riggs. I'm assuming he did.
Yeah, Riggs came in at 84.
Okay. So realistically, I think the only one that has pitted so far that potentially could stretch it to the end would be Bobby Rafferty. Joe Robert has not pitted yet, so he's another one that would be able to stretch it to the end once he pits.
And Joe's probably just hoping right now, 40 laps to go, or 30 laps to go. Yeah, I can get me a caution now. A little breathing room.
See, I don't think he wants that caution, because if it runs green to the end, that's going to put him very close to what Bobby has, where everybody else is still going to have to pit one more time. Joe's coming in right now. So by my math, there's only 2 drivers, at least out of the top 8 or so, that can make it on fuel, and that's Joe Robert and Bobby Rafferty.
Yeah, because Charlie, I believe he's got to stretch at 37.
Yeah, and I just don't think you can do it.
Well, this race is straight up is going to come down to a fuel strategy, it sounds like.
It's going to come either a fuel strategy or a late race caution.
We know how these late race caution call starts.
I think if the caution was to come out in the next 10, 15 laps, you'll see everybody come down pit road. That's going to put everybody on equal tires, um, and it's going to kind of throw the strategy out the window. But if it stays green, I think it's going to come down to Bobby Rafferty and Joe Robert. And I mean, Bobby Rafferty right now at the moment has a 30-second lead, give or take, over Joe Robert. Joe actually went a lap down, according to iRacing right now.
And he's got a lot of head of him. It's already pit, so, but he pit in 91, and Rafferty pitted 89, so there's 2 laps right there where.
Yeah, Bobby will have to save a little more than he did last time, and Joe will have to save a little less than he did last time, so he can be a little more aggressive. But that's still a large gap to overcome. Joe's a lap down, so I'm going to say it's at least a 30-second gap. But that caution comes out, all that's out the window.
And everybody seems to be pretty much spread out. Wouldn't see a caution for racing. Maybe somebody hit the apron or hit the wall or something.
Yeah, if we see a caution, I got a feeling it's going to be because, towards the end of the tire run, somebody gets tight, hits the outside wall. But should that happen, that's going to kind of put Charlie Harcum right in the wheelhouse. He's got track position over everybody else. He'd be able to come in, get fresh tires, and finish the race, and that's pretty much what everybody else would have to do as well. And he's sitting in second place right now. 9 scraped the wall a little bit.
I mean, Harcum's got, 6 laps more on fuel than Rafferty does?
He's got less fuel. Only one person by my math that has more fuel than Bobby Rafferty, and that's Joe Robert.
Well, Rafferty, I think, judging by the time he put down last lap, I think he's on the saving. Because everybody's around the 41, 42, and he's sitting at a 44.
I think he's in heavy save mode because he knows that if this goes green, he's going to be right in position.
Yeah, if Warren's right out there, caution's going to screw everybody's strategy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to screw everybody's strategy. It's going to work out perfectly for Charlie Harcum. John Nida coming to pit road. Is that John?
That's John.
He's going to cut this... I wonder if he's just going to do a splash and go. I'm not sure what lap he came in on his last pit stop. But if I would guess, if he's got more than 10 laps, he's going to take tires here and run it up to the end. And Joe Robert is caught the 82 of Charlie Harcum, so he's going to try and unlap himself here. He kind of needs to do that to get back on the lead lap, and then he can start saving fuel. But he's got to be on the lead lap just in case that caution does come out.
And you got two championship contender drivers. Would you be willing to give that lap up easy to let them get back on the lead lap, or are you going to fight them to kind of hold them where it's one less person you've got to worry about?
I think if I'm Charlie, I'm going to fight him because I know that I have to pit one more time, so I want to keep Joe as far back from as I can. I don't want to give him that lap back if I don't have to. I think Joe is going to get around him just because he's got probably 6, 7, 8 lap pressure tires. But if Joe's saving fuel, maybe he's just going to sit there in the draft and run it out until Charlie has to pass.
I'm going to tell you what, Tony, though, this has been a long season, and these four have been fighting tooth and nail to get to where they're at right now.
Absolutely. These four have put on a show all season long with a few other ones. You know, John Nidek's been there all season. You know, William Reagan was up there. Cody Riggs always up there, right around 7th or 8th place. There's a lot of these drivers that have put on a show all season, and it's all coming down to this.
Even Zach, we've seen a major improvement of him this season.
Down to 19 laps to go.
I don't see Joe pushing, trying to get around him.
I think he's using the draft to save fuel, but he's going to come up a lap, you know, one position short minimum, I believe. I think that fuel strategy call that Joe made was kind of a desperation call after he got that early contact with the 37 of William Reagan. So I think it was a desperation move, but I don't think it's going to pan out for him just because Bobby's kind of on that same strategy. Unless Bobby runs it out of fuel.
Right, he ain't got no drafting partner or anything. I mean, Jordan Miles is kind of closing in for a drive, but that's not really going to help on the fuel side of it.
But I'm kind of wondering here when Charlie's going to pit. Is he going to split this run to the end in half? Is he going to run it long? Because right about now, I think got to be right about halfway. Maybe actually a little further than half. No, about halfway right here, I think. So maybe he's contemplating coming in now, get those fresh tires, top it off with fuel, and, you know, run it to the end. Or does he stay out, hope for a caution? I think that's what I would do. Run it dry, hope for a caution. If the caution doesn't come, you kind of made your bed. You gotta lay in it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to stretch out 37 laps from when he last pitted.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think that's even a realistic number.
Jeff
to
Mellon
get
in the
with
wall,
these
I'm seeing
cars.
crash. Caution is not coming out on that one.
If that caution were to come out, that's going to equal everybody out, and then Charlie's got track position. So I think if you're Charlie, you run it dry.
We got smoke coming from Medlin.
Yeah, he's down on the apron, it looks like right now. He's going to stay out of the way, not cause a caution.
Looks like Pete and Jeff both was involved in that one. Let's jump it back real quick. So Ooh, I'm surprised. No caution there.
Looks like Jeff was turning it off of the wall and it just snapped out. I think he may have tagged the wall a little bit and helped him turn it sideways, but
Well, Pete's
definitely
still back up into the track.
yeah, but you know, they kept it going. They don't want to affect the outcome of the race, so doing the right thing here for these playoff drivers.
And you know there was some hoping for a caution out there.
Oh, I believe it. Charlie was praying there was a caution there.
Man, he's got up to, I believe, what a 10-second gap over Rafferty. So it would come down to driving.
Yeah. And I think that fits, I think that would fit Charlie Harcum's wheelhouse. Like I said, he's already kind of made his bed. He's just kind of gotta deal with it. He's gonna have to pit again if that caution doesn't come out, and that's gonna cycle him to the back. Kind of hand it over to Bobby. But if that caution does come out, whole different ball game.
Rafferty, he's slowly closing that gap in. He's got him down to, what, about 9 seconds right now.
Well, he's got a little bit fresher tires than Charlie. Charlie's got to be coming up to the end of that fuel run. It's got to be about 20 laps in, maybe a little more. So his tires are definitely hurting, and I'm sure Bobby's been saving this whole time, so his tires are fresh. And Charlie's just running because he knows he has to pit again. He's going to run it wide open as hard as he can. What lap did Eric Warman pit on?
His last hit was lap 89.
So he's kind of on the same strategy as Bobby. So he may actually, if this goes green, he might end up winning the race.
You know, Jensen sitting back in ninth. Robert sitting in eighth. You playoff drivers, or your championship drivers, pretty much spread out. Harkin going into 3 and 4, and Rafferty just now coming into 3 and 4. So, I mean, Rafferty's got him down to 7 seconds.
As long as he's still saving fuel, because he needed to save a little bit more than he did last run. I believe he ran 29 laps last run, and now he's going to have to run 32, 31, 32.
And you know, if I was Harkin, this is a little hindsight, I'd let Joe pass me and just tucked in behind him and, you know, used him to save my fuel.
I don't think Charlie's saving fuel. I know Charlie, he can't make it.
Here he is.
So he's running it.
He's into the pit.
So he's going to have about 11 laps to run it to the end. Yeah, I just don't think he's, unless that caution comes out, he kind of, his strategy kind of took him out of this one.
And I'm pretty much going to say this is going to be a splash and go.
Oh, he's going to put 4 on it because he's going to have to try and drive back through the field and be in position, assume, you know, should that caution come out after he pitted, so he could stay out and try to get that track position back. Which may happen, you know, you get a late race caution, cautions breed cautions if he's sitting in the front
It's looking like
on
he
the
took
restart.
2.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that strategy would work. Put right sides on it.
Rafferty is coming in.
Really?
Rafferty is in the pits.
That is very interesting. Maybe he just decided he couldn't make it on fuel.
Did not see that coming, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to. That's gonna play into Joe's wheelhouse now. Joe's back on the lead lap, 38 seconds back. We're talking Bobby's gonna give up 50 some seconds here on pit road, but he's gonna have those fresh tires.
You know, Charlie pitted and he's still in front of Joe. So, well, we know right now, we know Charlie can make it, we know Rafferty can make it. Robert, he's going to have to get around Harkin, and I don't see that being feasible.
I think that just kind of shook all this up with Bobby pitting there. I'm not sure if Bobby took 4 tires or if he just took 2.
It's like, looks like he just took 2. He's around the same pit time that Charlie was at.
And now he's 5 seconds behind Charlie. So Bobby's going to have to push.
The dark horse caught himself Mr. Outsider. It's looking pretty good right now.
I mean, it kind of fell in his lap after Bobby pitted. He was able to get back out in front of Joe, which is going to help him because now he's going to have, you know, Joe's still saving fuel. And now he's got 4 seconds on Bobby, so Bobby's going to have to push here to close that gap, and I just don't know if there's enough laps to do it. 7 to go.
I mean, if Warman pits, it's going to hand it over to 90.
Well, we saw Warman. Yeah, I mean Warman was kind of on the same strategy that Bobby was on, and I didn't see Warman saving, or not, at least not saving a lot.
Rafferty's got him down to 3 seconds.
Yeah, in 6 laps. I mean, I think the only thing Bobby can hope for is lap traffic slowing down Charlie, but I don't see any cars in front of him.
I see nothing but smooth sailing right now.
Still about 3 seconds at the line that time. I just don't know if he can overcome that gap without a caution. Bobby's pushing it, though. He's sideways coming off the 2.
Yeah, he's giving it all he's got. I mean, he's got him down. He's, like you said, he's got him down to 3 seconds. But he's 5 laps to go. He's going to have to put.
And he's got lap traffic in front of him. Not lap traffic. One's a lap car. He got out of the way, but he is got one. He's got Gary Sack in front of him. Maybe that draft will help him. I don't know. Took about a half a second off that lap, but I mean, I'm no mathematician by any means, but the math doesn't add up there.
You know Harkham's holding on. 4 to go.
Well, I don't know how hard Harkham is pushing right now. He may be just letting Bobby burn up his tires and him just kind of rolling, and then when that gap closes a little more, then he starts pushing. Because he's got Bobby in desperation mode right now. Bobby's going to push that car as hard as he can. Down to 2 seconds.
4 to go. It's closing in on him.
Yeah, closing in and passing, though.
2 different things. They said it out in the chat. Charlie needs to get that win so he can move up for himself.
See what the gap is at the line this time. Took about a half a second off there. It's going to be close.
You can see Rafferty is fighting that car, giving it everything it's got while he's playing that steering wheel.
He is pushing that thing. I just don't see that gap shrinking as much as it needs to.
Last lap, he was half a second quicker than Harkham was.
See what they're at the line here. Second gap.
You can tell Rafferty is giving it all it's got. You hear those tires screaming as he's coming out of the turn.
He's pushing that thing for all it's worth.
Half a lap.
.6 of a second that time. Bobby slows that gap. About 4 car lengths.
Taking nothing for Warman. Warman's got it. Nidek's going to take second. Bucher's going to take third. Battle we're watching right here. It's coming down to the season championship. Rafferty is sending it deep, making the run on the high side. Harkham's going to block.
Into the wall.
They both into the wall.
Who's going to finish first? Bobby's got it.
Rafferty has got it. Rafferty just somehow back and take a look. That may have been a let's say that might have been a last desperation.
Yeah, the 82 just run Bobby all the way up to the track into the wall. And nothing Bobby could do there, at least from my perspective. He no, he pushed him all the way out there. That was battling for the championship, and Bobby got it in the end.
Yeah, he went for the block a little late on it. It cost. We're taking nothing from Eric, who won the race.
I believe that's Eric's first win of the season.
It is.
And he was able to stretch that fuel 31 laps. The only one I had seen get that much fuel saving was Joe early on, and I'll tell you, he was clutching that thing.
Tell you what, and look at Bucher came in 3, Knighted. Dark horse pick for me, 2nd. Well, we're going to throw it out to commercials, and we're going to get these top 3 up here, and then we're going to talk to our season champion. But Tony, it was decided. Eric
Yes,
Warman
sir.
got him his first win of the season. And then John Neidick pulled up P2. Zach Bucher got P3. So we're going to bring up old Zach Bucher up here and get what he's got to say for it tonight. I mean, he finished where he started in P3. Had a little bit of up and downhill battle, but he was able to get him a top 3. Zach, congratulations, putting that X out on the podium on the last race of the season.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Well, you fought tooth and nail all season. You made it to the round of 8. Just didn't have it where you needed to get to the round of 4. But man, nothing wrong with the P3 here at Auto Club.
I'm happy to end the season on a high note. Kind of shocked I ended up 3rd. The field strategy was a little wonky. We were like 5 laps short. So when I saw John pit, I just decided, well, he undercut the hell out of us the first time. I might as well go in next lap. And I only took fuel. So I ran the last like 30 laps on old tires.
Did you have another set of tires, or did you use them all up?
I had another set. I was just hoping for another caution so I could put them on and go out there again.
Gotcha. Well, man, what was it like out there tonight?
Honestly, it was really a lot better than any of the sessions I threw up throughout the week. It got a little tight out of 2, and other than that, that was me just overdriving probably. The racing was also pretty clean. We had a lot of fun up front. It kind of was a break off for a while, and then the pit strategy kind of got everyone spread out.
Yeah, that seems to happen when we have those long green flag runs. But you made it work, man. P3. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
You know what comes with that podium, so get your notepad out.
I would like to thank FDR Excel, Simrap Market, Exile Esports, and Bobby, Tony. You guys for putting on the league. Just the whole group of guys here. This is probably the best league I've seen on iRacing in a long time.
Well, how are you looking for next season? What's your plan?
I'm going to be going to Cup. Looking to run with the big guys here.
Looking to make the move up. What was that? Congratulations on it, man. Nothing to be ashamed of with the P3 here.
Thank you very much, man.
All right, we're going to drop them back down, let them do a little celebrating. I'm pretty sure Exile's AWG is going to be really celebrating somewhat tonight, and I'm going to have to let John know he let me down again. I mean, I've picked him 2 different races, and both races I picked him, he's came up in P2. So, John, you had a strong car tonight.
Oh man, it was so much fun. I thought I was gonna steal one there. I did a different pit strategy, and it worked out really, really well. I was fast in 3 and 4, but I struggled through 1 and 2 until Bobby passed me, and I followed his line. And then I said, okay, so this is a much better way to get through 1 and 2. But that was on the first time I short pitted. So the second and third time I just followed Bobby's line through 1 and 2 and mine in 3 and 4, and it worked out really well.
Well, man, got up there, different pit strategy. I thought it was gonna fall to you, man. I didn't know if Eric could make that run on fuel, but he was able to stretch it. I believe it was like 31 laps. If he would have pushed a little too hard, man, it would have fell right in your lap.
Yeah, a little birdie told me that he was shutting the car off. Which, hey, you know what? Whatever strategy works for you, go for it. I I just can't help but to think about last week when I spun out coming on the pit road, because I had found something halfway through that race, and I was putting down some really good laps, and I just could not, because I stayed green. I could not get my lap back, and I just keep thinking about that. Like, what if?
Yeah, absolutely, man. If that would have happened and you were able to make the championship 4, you would have won yourself a championship tonight. But cards didn't fall your way last week, and I mean, redeemed yourself tonight, though.
Yeah, I'll take a second place. You know, it's good. It's it's good momentum going into next season. I'm really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, it took me a long time to get a handle on this car, but I feel like now that I have a handle on it, I can go at it and put my best foot forward for my sponsors and see how it goes.
Yeah, man. New group of drivers coming up next season should be interesting. But you know the deal, man. You got your shout outs.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to say thank you to the Quencher drive-through for sponsoring me. I'd like to say thank you to Severe Weather Country Expeditions, as well as the Twister Movie Museum. I want to thank all 3 of them for, being on the car and helping me do this. And I want to say thank you to you guys for all that you do. Thank you to the admins. I mean, this league wouldn't be what it is without all the hard work from the admins, without all the awesome people that decide to take part in this league, and I'm just really proud to be a part of it.
Well, man, we all appreciate that, and we appreciate you. I know you had a little issue where you were going to run Cup this season, and then schedule issues and whatnot, so you ended up dropping to Xfinity. But I'll tell you what, you had a great season, and I'm looking forward to seeing what next season brings.
Yeah, man, I miss racing with you guys in Cup. I mean, it's just a camaraderie that we have developed up there. I still watch you guys on Wednesdays, and I root for a certain few. The Viagra car for sure. He runs hard every week. Um, just I'm just going to do the best I can in Xfinity, and where the cards fall, they fall.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. But congratulations on the P2, man, and we will see you next season.
All right, thanks, guys. And I do have two requests for next season:
What you got?
Darlington and Long Beach. You knew that
Well,
was going to happen.
yeah. Well, you'll have to take that up with the Xfinity Series admins on that. I believe they're actually making the schedule right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him a little message like, please.
All right, man. Well, we're gonna send you back down, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks when the next season kicks off.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
You as well.
All right, he won one when it came to it, Tony. I mean, he probably wished he could have won a few more throughout the season, but nothing to be ashamed of to finish the season off with a win going into next season. So I'm pretty sure he up 17 spots, the biggest mover of the entire race, and the winner stretched it on fuel. We may have to carry post-race inspection to check that fuel line, see if it's a little bit wider than normal.
I ain't a cheater like some others.
Well, Eric, you got the checkered flag tonight, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'll tell you what, I think there was only one other person in the field that was able to stretch it as long as you did. That was Joe on that run right before the last pit stop there. I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to make it, man, but you were able to stretch it out and bring home the W tonight.
Yeah, I ran out right when I went into 1 and 2, so
Oh,
it was
really?
kind of funny.
Well, at least you had a long enough or big enough gap where you could kind of keep it going.
Yeah, there for a little while with about 10 to go, 20 to go, I started trying to run it because I thought I saved enough. Then about 5 laps later, I looked, I'm like a lap shy.
Ooh.
So I had to start saving again.
Well, I mean, you were the only one that stretched it, so it worked for you. And man, I was waiting because it looked like you were pushing pretty hard there for a while. I saw that on the broadcast, and I was kind of questioning whether you're going to be able to do it. I knew you could stretch the fuel, but I didn't know if you were going to be able to stretch it that far with running as hard as you were. But man, you made it work.
I actually, my fuel run was about, what was it, 28 laps, so I only had to save about 2 laps.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know at the beginning of the session, iRacing was saying 25. We all know, that beginning of the session, that's not quite accurate because you slow down as the tires wear. But still, 28 laps, man, that's pretty dang good. And everybody else had to pit, and you were able to keep it out front and bring home the checkered flag. So, man, what's the plan for next season?
Well, maybe part-time. We'll kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure out what to do here from now on. Just have some fun about all we're looking to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, podium finishers up in the broadcast channel. You got your shout outs, man. What you got?
Well, definitely got to thank the Lord for giving me the talent that He gives me. I always challenge myself to try to drive from the back to the front. That way, I actually get a little bit better on the passing side. And then got to thank my wife and kids for allowing me to do this, and got to thank Steve for making the car, and Gibbs for being out there. And heck, to be honest with you, I don't even know if we're still called GGR or not, but everybody at GGR, do appreciate them and all the help and work that they kind of put in for other things.
All right.
And you
man.
guys for broadcasting, and the league for putting up the race.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations on getting that first win of the season. Perfect timing, right as the season ends, and we'll see what happens next season. See if you can carry some momentum.
Yeah, I feel like I left a few out there, but hey, that's racing.
Absolutely, man. All right. Well, we're gonna send you back down, and we'll catch you later.
Yeah, you guys have a great night.
You as well.
Tony, he won 7 through the regular season. Last ditch effort from Charlie to hold on to that, trying to put the block and pinch him. Unfortunately, it cost him to finish P4 in the championship 4. Rafferty got the win. Robert got in P2. Denson 3, Harkham 4. That is your order of the championship 4. But, without further ado, he raced his rear end off. Had a good battle, bad timing every now and then, but Rafferty was able to pull it off, man. Congratulations on being the Relentless Racing League Xfinity champion.
Y'all, I am way too old and way too fat for this stuff. I am war plumb out. I am pouring sweat. Holy hell, I don't know how I just did that.
Well, I will tell you what, man. I was doubting you were going to be able to close that gap and make the pass in that few laps, but you proved me wrong. I thought you were going to have enough fuel to make it. Obviously, you didn't. You went in and pitted. Think you took 2 tires there, and
Yeah.
I mean, you were like 4 or 5 seconds back after the pits, and you were able to wheel that thing back up, and man, what a finish!
Yeah, 2 tires was a last second, like, we were halfway down pit road, and I yelled at Josh, I was like, 2 tires, 2 tires. And we put him on there, and I was like, I saw Charlie was out 5 seconds. I'm like, there's no way. I went down to 3 the first time, and she was so stinking tight, and I'm like, yep, he's got it. And I just was like, you know what? Let me just shove it in as hard as I possibly can into the corners and see what happens. And that car was not happy. I'll tell you that much. She was pissed. But
You saw the fishtail, and I'll tell you that much.
she was pissed. That was 180 mile an hour, full lock, opposite lock, and not lifting, and just pray to God it stuck, and somehow it did. We were able to run down Charlie, and I knew he was going to block the bottom, and I don't think he even tried to block the top, but when I made that move across the rear of his car, I think it took the air off the spoiler, and it got loose because I really thought I hit him. The way his car took off like that. And I apologized to him, and he goes, "No, I got super, super loose." He goes, "I wanted to give you the room up there. I hate that we both wrecked. I would have liked us to come down to the line side by side, but man, won't that I'm about speechless. That was one hell of a finish."
Well, I'll tell you what. I think that wall saved you, to be honest, because when Charlie slid up to the top there and you were there, it kind of turned his car sideways, but it kept yours straight and allowed you to get it back going and cross that start finish line before any of the other playoff drivers. So, man, you overcame some hurdles tonight, but it worked in your favor. What do you got for shout outs, man?
Well, before I even give any shout outs, I want to publicly apologize to Jacob Denson. Earlier in the race, we were running hard, and he was on my right rear corner, and it got my car so tight. I literally yanked the wheel as hard left as I could and got out of the gas and on the brakes, and it went up, got into him, and I think it put him in the fence, and that was like a downward spiral for Jacob. So I feel, I'm I feel terrible about that. You guys know, the respect level between me and Jacob, and the last thing I wanted to do was even lay a fender on him, let alone putting him in the fence. But shout outs, obviously, Exiled Esports, my team, Ancient World Gaming. We got some surprises coming for everybody next season. Also got to thank all of our marketing partners. Elite Performance Industries, they'll be on the Cup cars next season. This was the last race with Premier. I got to thank them for everything they've done for us. Also got to thank Next Level Racing, Simrat Market. They'll be our primary next season on all of our pavement stuff. Sword Dog, FGR XL, Design the Void. Advanced GG cutscene. I'm sure I'm forgetting some right now. Like I said, I'm worn out, but thank you to everybody, all of our partners, everybody that helps us with this crazy hobby of ours. Also, huge shout out to Josh Van Gore for spotting for me tonight, and putting up with a really hectic long race, and also huge shout out to Zach, finish the year out with a podium. Still, we'll say that he should have been in that Final Four tonight, and if that shows you anything, he should have been the champion, point blank. But different things happened, and we move on. It's one of them deals. It is what it is. He should have. I think he may have came out of here with a fifth in points. I'm not sure, but regardless, whether he did or not, I'm super proud of him and the progress that he's made this season. And then obviously, Relentless Racing League and everybody over at Southern Broadcast Racing Network, especially you guys, Worm and Tony. You guys do a phenomenal job for us every week. So thank you.
We appreciate that, man. And man, what a race! Congratulations on wrapping up the championship this season. And believe I already know your plans for next season, but I'm gonna ask you anyways. What's the plans for next season?
Well, let me ask you this, Tony. Should we announce it now or later?
I mean, it's your call.
Well, Exiled is going cup racing this upcoming season, and our team is growing. Not only will we have Exiled Ancient World Gaming members, myself and Zach Bucher, but we have also acquired the services of Jeff Medlin, and our very own Tony Frey will be on our cup team this season. And then Xfinity, we have Josh Van Gore, Cody Riggs, and Drew Holman. And then in ARCA and Truck, we have Harvey Shanks, who is another one of my Exiled Ancient World Gaming teammates. He's going to be coming in, as well as Jeff Brugg, who came in, I think, 2 races ago. And, I like the way that he conducts himself. He's an adult, extremely fast. So, this team, I think, is ready to take over Relentless next season. It's going to be tough, but we have the right pieces in place. Now we just got to go execute.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what, y'all put on a show tonight. You got the championship, and I'm looking forward to next season.
Absolutely, brother. I'm really looking forward to it, and sitting under the learning tree from you, because I couldn't drive a team of ducks to water in them next gen cars. I don't think yet. We've still got a lot to learn, but got a good teacher in you, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Well, it sounds like you're about out of breath, so we're gonna let you go, and we're gonna wrap
Oh.
things up, man.
Don't take
I'm
you a
gonna be out.
shower.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to take a shower, and I'm gonna be out of breath drinking my coffee tomorrow. Man, I ain't driven that hard in years. Like I said, I'm too old and fat for this anymore. Y'all have a good night.
All right, Bobby. Congratulations on the championship, and we'll see you next season.
Thank you, boys. Have a good one.
Well, Tony, 23 races. It came down to who was going to make it across the finish line, either spinning backwards or whatever. And nothing short giving Arkham that whole battle he had. So, I mean, man, what a season. And next season, what, about 2.5 week break, and then we firing right back into it.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be wild. I mean, we've got a whole lot going on the backside with SBRN. We brought in a couple of good designers for our SDK, and so we're looking to go up that way. And a big shout out to everybody this whole season. Who's came in on a Monday night. Hung out with me and Tony as we watched these guys battle it all season. Good 6 months worth of it. And I hate to be the one, but the time has come, closing the chapter on the series, on the season. Any last things, updates, anything surprise going on, or do they just need to look up the Relentless Racing Facebook and find out what's going on that side?
Well, I would say that, and if you're in the Discord, keep an eye out. There's some announcements coming, and man, about 2 weeks, and we'll be picking it right back up. New batch of drivers coming up to Xfinity and Cup. Got some new drivers coming in for the ARCA and Truck Series. It's going to be spicy.
Well, it's going to be real wild next week, or not next week, but tomorrow is the trucks. They're taking it to Homestead to decide who their champion is going to be, and I'm going to say that right there is, see if I can get an updated look at the points. It's, unless something drastic happens, it could be in either Hendricks or Joseph Main's hands.
Yeah, I think the Truck Series is them top two, man, 4 points. And in the Truck Series, it's not whoever finishes first. We have a modified playoff system in trucks in the ARCA Series, so it's over the course of 4 races. Whoever has the most points at the end wins the championship. And in my eyes, right now, like you said, it's Davey Hendricks and Joseph Maines, 4 points difference. All it takes is one slip up, and the other one can drive away.
I mean, Gordon's not too far back. He's sitting 15 from behind the leader, so Hendricks and Maines could have a bad event and Gordon slip in and take the win.
Oh, absolutely. Anything is possible tonight in these playoff rounds, these playoff races. And then Wednesday night, Cup Series championship. You know, same thing as tonight. Highest finisher gets the championship. Going to be a good battle there. Auto Club. And then Thursday night, the ARCA Gen 4 series. That one's real tight in points. There's about 3 of them that are 4 points, 3 drivers, 4 points separating first through third. And I mean, that's going to be one to watch. They're going to be battling for every position. Should be really interesting.
Yeah, the way the Final Four is breaking down, you spoke of the Cup. You know, you've got Hernandez, Nance, Flanagan, and Tim Harmon. Them are the 4 that's going to be battling it out. And I'm going to honestly say Hernandez is a very heavy favorite going into Auto Club.
Oh, absolutely. Hernandez is always a favorite at any track. But I wouldn't rule out Ethan. I wouldn't rule out Tim Harmon. I certainly wouldn't rule out Nance. Jonathan Nance. He started off rough. I know he had a hard time adjusting these cars, but man, once he figured it out, he's been fast.
3 wins on the season. That's going to be the second high.
Yep.
Yeah, Connor, I'm not really seeing you up there. But
Connor, you had the highest finishing out of any RRL person at Knoxville Nationals.
So you can carry that bragging rights on. We'll have to hear Chase brag about it all the time now. Well, all right, everybody. On behalf of myself and Tony, Relentless Race, and SBRN, you know, thanks for hanging out through the season. We'll see you in about 2 weeks, and we're going to fire it back up again. Till next time, keep it how, Tony. How did you finish this off? I'm losing my voice.
Oh, you know how we do it. Got to keep it spicy.